Are you feeling sore? We can make that better. Tune in to the Ateneo Senior High School's first radio program, SOAR, Seniors On Air Radio, where you can listen to music you want straight from our playlists. Don't change that channel yet, because SOAR is ready to put the you in youth. SOAR, Seniors On Air, here on Radyo Katipunan, 87.9 FM.
To listen to music that uplifts the soul, follow Jescom PH on Spotify and Jescom Music on YouTube. Our music is also available on iTunes and Deezer.
Meron? Ano nga ba ang meron? Paano nga bang mabuhay ng tapat sa meron? Don't you wish you can relive your philo classes? The terror teachers? The terrible oral exams? Or the even terrifying but liberating and life-changing aha moments? Lundagin mo, baby! Here's your chance! Lundagin mo, baby! Kasama ang mga pilosopong sina Jovi Miroy at Ron Capindin. Lundagin mo, baby! Leaping upward, leaping forward. Lundagin mo, baby! Leaping to greater heights, to greater wisdom, to greater magics. Lundag na, Ateneo! LeadX. X is for the extracurricular life of the Ateneo College students. X is for the X factor that transforms them into leaders, into men and women for others. X is for LeadX. LeadX.
Down from the hill to
Good morning, Ateneo. You are listening to Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM, and we are LeadX. This is the show all about student activities, student org life, and student leadership here within the Loyola schools of the Ateneo de Manila University. This show is brought to you by the Loyola Schools Office of Student Activities. Magandang umaga po. Ako po si Neil Reyes.
At ako naman po si Gino Flores. Good morning po sa inyong lahat.
Magandang Monday morning po. It's October 14, 2019, and we are inching ever closer to the halfway point.
The holidays.
The holidays. Hotdog.
Hotdog. Holidays.
Ayan, the halfway point of the month of October, and it is, according to my countdown, it's 72 days away from Christmas, December 25. Papalapit na tayo sa holidays na talaga.
Holidays talaga. Ayan, tapos hindi po maitim si Neil, ha? Wala lang kami ilaw kanina. Hindi, pero totoo yan.
Konti.
May pagkakonti.
Mr. Tan po.
Mr. Tan po siya ngayon. And friends.
Medyo nabilad lang po tayo ng kaunti. Sa araw, konti lang.
Kahit umuulan.
Nabilad. Kahit po hindi tinik ang araw, nakaka-ano pa rin siya. Nakaka-apekto pa rin. Sa ating complex.
Correct. Oo. Kahit ako parang nung weekend medyo rin kami out of town. Akala ko nga parang okay, tara labas tayo dahil okay, maganda yung weather. Hindi masyadong maaraw. Galit na galit pala yung araw sa somewhere up north. Galit na galit siya. Dito lang pala yun sa Maynila na
Parang nandito ako
Oo, yun pala yun. So, yun, ganun din. Medyo mainit din nung Sunday. Ayan. Pero ngayon, thankfully, medyo tayo.
Medyo kumukulimlim na konti. Although, hindi ko alam, baka it's because of yung nararanasan niya ngayon ng Japan, o yung naranasan ng Japan the past few days, Typhoon Hagibis.
Yan.
Ayan.
In English, Swift daw. Yung official translation.
Okay.
Swift.
Typhoon Swift.
Ayan.
Kaya yun nga, no, sana ang ating mga, kung meron man tayong mga kababayan o yung mga nandyan sa mga dinaanan ng ni Typhoon Hagibis, Swift, ayan, there in Japan, Tokyo, I think mostly the East Coast was affected by Typhoon Hagibis the past 2 days.
2 days. Yung mga northeast cities. Tapos nakikita ko rin yung mga friends ko sa Facebook na marked as safe. Ayan, mabuti naman. Yan sila sila Nice. Yan.
Oo nga pala.
Si Nice Pularcan. Good morning.
Si Sir Aaron Silyong.
Yan, nasa Japan din. Hindi ka nag-mark ng safe, Aaron.
Mark ka nga.
Pero nakita namin nagsasalita ka pa naman sa Facebook. So you must be okay. Ayan.
Medyo nakapag-hoard ka pa naman ng Biore.
Tsaka nabati ka ng Radyo Katipunan no weekend.
Oo nga. Belated happy birthday.
Belated happy birthday.
Silyong Dayan. Siya po ay ganap ng binata.
Binata talaga. Hindi na siya binatilyo, binata na siya.
Yan, may bigote na.
Oo, mag-asawa ka na, Aaron. Bilis.
Ayan. Ano ba? Last week, para po sa mga sa ating students dito sa Loyola Schools, we had our 2019 Talakayang Alay sa Bayan, or what we call TALAB, or Alternative Class Program here in the Loyola Schools, wherein we didn't have regular classes. Our students didn't have regular classes on that day. That was a Tuesday last week. But they had alternative classes in place of their regular classes. So iba't iba yan, no? Sir Ino, marami tayong mga classes na inihain para sa ating students.
Mga iba-ibang putahe ng classes. Ayan. Like yung sa kabila assigned, sir.
Nandun ako sa SecLec B and SecLec C last week. No? Marami. I had 7 classes dun sa dalawang venues na yun.
Hindi napilita kang makinig sa class kasi walang wifi dun. Good morning, MIS.
Medyo nag-i-improve na ang wifi.
May improvement.
Pero of course, may mga pa rin. Nag-data pa rin tayo.
Buti meron. Kasi
pa rin naman.
Last time na nag-event tayo doon, walang wifi, wala ring data. Hindi rin spot din siya.
Hindi rin abot ng aking network service provider.
Pero yun, kami naman nando kami sa office. So ayan, nag-aano tayo.
Background.
Nagpuprint tayo ng certificates. Ayan, tsaka from time to time naririnig din namin may mga nagla-live stream din kasi na mga classes. Tsaka meron din mga nagla-live tweet. Yan, yung guide doon, maraming live tweet about the different classes. At isa medyo nagkaroon ng buzz ay yung nangyari sa Leong Hall. Yan.
Yung panel, it was a panel with Senator Risa Contivero. Yun, kung nabalitaan nyo po yun over the social media the past week, yun. May parang inappropriate picture.
May randomly parang dun sa mga naka-on yung airdrop randomly nag-send sila ng mga hindi ka nais na pictures. Tapos yung sender, yung name ng sender sa airdrop ay pangalan ni Senator Risa Contiveros.
Pero tingin ko maganda rin na yung isang nasendan, sinabi niya mismo doon para na-address agad ni Senator Risa doon mismo sa panel. So yun, nakakalungkot. Oo
nga, diba? Parang
doon mismo sa forum where they were talking about yung bawal bastos.
Diba? I mean, diba, it's a forum, so if you have like issues with where she stood, diba, you can maybe just lock her in a debate, diba? Parang engage her in a debate, diba? Or discuss the issue further. Yung mga ganun parang pangduwag yata
wala yun. Parang if you're really comfortable with your argument, why not diba nga, engage in a debate in a civil
discourse. Yan. Pag-usapan natin. Diyan naman yan, I think diyan naman nagkakaroon ng mas malinaw na ano. Kaya nga talakayang alay sa bayan siya, di ba? So,
Sayang.
mas hindi naman siya ano. Wag na natin sabihin. Hindi naman siya airdrop para sa bayan. Yan, talakayang alay sa bayan siya. So, I think it's a perfect opportunity to, di ba, para lang sabihin yung side mo if you don't believe in maybe yung pinag-uusapan, di ba?
Yan.
Yeah.
Pero yun,
Unfortunate.
oo. Pero sa kabilang banda, banggitin ko lang yung isang class dun sa SecLexi nung last Tuesday. It was a panel by Father Ben Nebres, former university president, Dr. Asunta Puig King, Sir RSA, Rene San Andres, and Architect Michael Canlas.
Power pala.
Powerhouse panel, and it was about ang title nung talk nila ay If These Walls Could Talk, the Ateneo Campus Then and Now. Kasi
Wow.
nakakatuwa lang, nagpapakita sila ng pictures ng Ateneo Campus, simula ng Loyola Heights Campus, simula nung lumipat dito ang
Wala talaga. Nataas sa kamay. Sino nakaabot ng 1950s? Talaga.
Hindi, pero nakakatawa minsan na sa live, minsan parang nadudula sila. Oh, yung parang nung alam ko yan, parang, may date dun sa ano.
Oops. So, wala dito na sila nun. Like meron ka bang interesting na rinig doon? A few?
Na nakakatuwa lang nung nagkakwento mostly si Father Ben nung nandun siya, kasi lagari si Father Ben nun, may talk din siya sa Rizal Library 5th floor.
Okay.
Sabay. So nag-open siya. Nag-opening siya dun sa live. Sa gitna, lumipat siya ng SecLexi, tapos nag-closing siya dun sa
Grabe, Father Ben.
Oo, grabe
Sana
si Father Ben.
pag 80 na ako, ganun pa rin yung ko, di ba? Kaya ko pa rin yung ginagawa niya.
Tapos nakakatuwa yung mga pinakita lang niya, yung mga kwento niya about the buildings, yung parang kinuwento niya na ito parang matinding usapan yung nangyari dito bago napatayo itong building na to, ganyan. Tapos itong buildings na to, ito yung isang trivia daw was the SEC complex, Science Education Complex, was built late 90s, ganyan. It was the first set of buildings in the Loyola schools wherein student mobility, student use was taken into consideration.
Yung para, wow, talaga ba?
Yun daw talaga yung unang, kumbaga, parang
ganun na yung thinking nung panahon na yun, no?
Kasi yun nga, parang yung mga yung paborito yung Sec B at Sec C foyer, ayan, sinadya raw talaga na lagyan yan para may open space for student use.
Laki Hindi, siguro back then kaya pa niyang i-accommodate yung space. I wish we have more of that, 'di ba? Yung mga open spaces, ganyan. Oo, para lang students can study, can hang out, gano'n. Yung parang waste time, ganyan. Pagka kailangan mag-waste time, 'di ba?
Pag wala ka tayo, naghihintay ka ng klase mo.
Oo. In a healthy kind of way. Ayan.
Tapos yung isa pa niyang trivia, sabi niya yung the steps of the old Rizal Library used to be talaga paboritong tambayan daw ng students and faculty. So parang tataka yung mga tao, bakit kaya? Yun. Kasi sabi niya, nung dati nung wala pa yung Leong, wala pa yung New Live, wala pa yung mga iba't ibang building sa Katipunan. Pag nag-sunset, kita mo raw talaga yung sunset from the steps of the old Rizal Library. So, favorite parang date place daw, parang tambayan.
Para na-imagine ko nga kung paano siya nangyayari. Kasi di ba kung wala yung yung First Pacific Hall, kita
wala rin yung Leong, yung ibang mga building na nasa, yung matataas na building sa Long Katipunan, kita mo yung sunset, yung sky.
Parang naabutan ko na yun, na ganun yung school,
Oo nga pala. Well, naabutan ko rin naman.
Di ba? Wala pa yung First Pacific Hall, tsaka wala pa yung lumang Soksay AVR, yung gano'n. Tapos yung Soksay, hindi pa siya gano'n ka taas. Parang naabutan ko yan. Tapos wala pang Sunland. Although nung pag-graduate na ako, may Sunland.
May Sunland na.
Pero mga first year, second year ako, wala pa nga. Oo nga, no?
Yun.
Oo nga. Pero hindi ko masyadong
Hindi ka na tumambay.
Hindi, tsaka tipong ano siya, hindi. Kasi nung college ako, first year, second year, hindi ginagawa yung live.
Okay.
So sarado siya. So hindi
Okay.
talaga siya matatambayan. Ang live namin nun sa CTC. Yung ground floor, ng CTC library
Okay.
yun. So nung first and second year ako, siguro nga, kaya nga. Tapos nung third year ako, nagka-Sunland na eh.
Ayun.
So wala na.
Naharangan na. Ayan. So, ano yun, yung talk na yun, it was also in partnership with University Archives. Doon nila nakuha yung pictures. Kaya, ayun, kung gusto ninyo, hindi ko alam kung pwede ba nilang, kung pwede ba
ma-access,
silang
no?
pumunta sa archives na, tapos
Kung may time.
tignan yung
Kung may time.
pictures. Yeah, pero nakakatuwa, kung makikita po ninyo yung
Tsaka yung mga
itsura.
kwento, di ba? Nakakatuwa yung mga kwento.
Tapos nakakatuwa lang na nanggagaling mismo kay Father Ben yung mga kwento. Na, ito dati. Ganyan.
Pero i-promote lang natin kasi kung gusto niyo ng sunset, ayan, dito sa LST. Pwede pa.
Naman.
Yung parang picnic grove dyan. Yan, pwede pa yan. Yung medyo makikita mo yung yung view of the community that is De La Costa Homes. Ayan. Pero pagka pantay ang tingin mo, kita mo yung sunset. Huwag lang bababa yung tingin mo masyado. Pantay lang ang tingin. Yan. Yung makikita mo naman yan. Maganda pa rin.
Maganda pa rin naman.
Maganda pa din.
Ox pa rin.
Tsaka meron ka pang bangko doon, di ba? Pwede kang Tsaka yung area na to sa campus, ito yung siguro probably the most quiet.
Kasi baka
Most serene.
least visited din. Kaya yung mga karamihan para mga first time nila nakapunta. Lagi ko tinatanong sa guests natin dito sa LeadX sir na parang first time niyo ba dito sa part ng campus?
Oo, yung iba. Yung iba hanggang swimming pool lang sila eh. Hanggang courts, di ba? Oo.
Ayan. So, last Thursday, October 10, we commemorated, we celebrated World Mental Health Day. Pero before pa nun, we had stickers printed out for
last
ubus na yata.
week.
Meron pa ba?
Meron pang konti. I think meron pang 2 designs na available. So you can still get those from us. Yun. So get as many para maubos na siya. Hindi yun. Pero yun, thank you for a very good reception. Dun sa, ang dami. Maaga na ubos yung ibang stickers.
Tsaka may pumupunta talaga na office para lang, andyan po yung stickers.
Oo, yan. Salamat. Tapos meron tayo this week yung binalik natin yung storya ng pag-asa. Kasi we had this exhibit last Christmas na ang nag-ribbon cutting pa si Vice President Leni Robredo pa mismo, no. Ano siya? It's their parang roving exhibit. Tapos nag-participate tayo, no. And then we gathered around several stories from different individuals in the community who had this story of hope.
Yes.
Ang very short description niya yung parang mga you were able to exhibit courage and hope in the midst of overwhelming challenges.
Na in the end to serve as inspiration din, for the members of the community. Ayan.
So in celebration din of World Mental Health Day. Nakikita nyo kaya medyo rin siya. Marami nag-share yata si Kuya Dong.
Si Kuya Dong nandyan. So siya lang yata yung doon sa mga naka-exhibit doon, siya yung pinakamadalas yung makikita kasi
katabi niya lang. Katabi niya yung tarp. Ayan. Si Ate Alma nandun din.
Yes.
Ayan. Ate Alma, good morning.
Morning, Ate Alma, Pangga.
Yes, tsaka si tawag dito. Sila Miss Tina, ayan, si Renesa, ayan, si Sheen na nag-guest na rin sa atin dito.
Kaya kung gusto niyo po makita the Story ng Pag-asa exhibit, it's located at the MVP lobby.
Yes.
In front of OSA. Kaya yun,
you can't miss it lang. Kasi ang dami nila eh. So,
naman. Ayan.
Tapos it will run probably until the end of this week. Tapos next week ibang gimmick naman tayo for World Mental Health Day pa rin. Kasi kahit isang araw lang siya, we plan to celebrate it for the rest of October.
Ayan.
In fact, yung next week na guest natin medyo related to the topic.
Yeah, no?
Mental health. Ayan.
Because next week we will have
Peers.
on the show Ateneo Peers to talk about World Mental Health Day and siguro their organization itself, no?
Yes.
Their advocacy and their ano ba yung mga ginagawa nila.
Tsaka meron
past few
pala,
years.
there's such a thing as peer counseling. Sa ibang school malaking bagay siya. And then we hope to also help peers in their advocacy.
We'd like to thank our guests from last week, no? If you remember last week we had the Chinoy Power Morning,
Yan.
no? Wherein we had former student leaders from Loyola schools who participated, who joined in the recently concluded Mr. and Miss Chinatown 2019
Together with the future Mr. Chinatown as co-host.
na nasa Japan.
Oo, na naghahanap ng tips.
Yan. So we'd like to thank Ms. Claudine Chua, Mr. Aaron Ho, and Mr. Russell T for being on the show last week. At yung sa pagtulong ninyo kay Aaron Silyong Tay.
Oo, sa kanyang journey toward
Quest to become the next Mr.
Chinatown 2020.
Yan, no, abot pa yan.
Yan. Sabi ko
Kaya
sa'yo,
pa.
magchaleko ka eh.
Chaleko lang.
Chaleko lang. Eh, wala. Ano, talo ka tuloy ni Russell T.
Ngayon. Bago lang natin tawagin yung next guest natin, Sir Ino. Kumusta ba ang commute? Siyempre lagi ko na kukumustahin. Kumusta ba ang commute?
Here we go.
This morning, this Monday morning.
Uy, alam mo kanina. Kumaga di ba pag sa ospital tatanungin ka ano yung level of pain on a scale of 1 to 10?
Kanina,
Kanina 11 eh. Alas 7. Oo, parang walang kasi yun yung binibida nung gobyernong to no, na merong free shuttle
yung free shuttle na yan.
sa Cubao Masinag. Oo. Alas 7 wala.
Ay, nasan na?
Wala po. Believe me kasi taga doon ako everyday ako nagpupunta. Wala po. The only bus na nandun ay yung MMDA bus. Yung pang clear road clearing.
Ay.
So yung mga tao napilitan na sumakay doon. Kasi yun din yung in-offer. Ayan. Hindi ko alam kung baka na traffic. Syempre hindi naman natin alam yung nangyayari behind the store. Yun yung sinasabi ko everyday para siyang talagang kahirapan talaga siya. Kasi wala kang choice. Hindi ka makapag-angkas dahil book. Sa mga may means even if you have the money, hindi ka makapag-angkas kasi fully book. Hindi ka makapag-grab kasi fully book
din.
So you're left with yun, habal-habal na illegal pero wala kang choice, di ba? So kung medyo hindi ka naman hindi mo afford na mag-grab or mag-angkas, gusto mo mag-jeep, hindi ka makakasakay kasi sabit. Puno na rin. So, ang choice mo, maglalakad ka, pero hanggang Cubao.
No.
Tsaka traffic hindi siya maluwag.
Oo.
Diba? Traffic. Oo, traffic hanggang mga 7, 7:30.
Yeah, oo. At napapansin ko nga rin na mas di ba sir, syempre mas madaming tao pag mas maaga.
Oo.
Kasi syempre kailangan makaabot ka sa pupuntahan mo, sa workplace mo, school mo, bago magsimula yung klase o yung oras ng trabaho. So pag mas maaga talaga mas maraming tao, tsaka parang yung parang yung site na or yung kahit yung thought na aalis ka ng 4:35 may iba, di ba, umalis yung mga maaga just to get to their workplace around 9. 4 hours, 5 hours.
Hindi pa rin daw kasi crisis yung 4 hours na commute.
Okay.
So baka mga 6 hours tawagin na nilang crisis.
Basta naman basta creative naman tayo.
Ayan. It's a pala. Kung may paggagamitan kayo sa creativity, wag na sa trabaho. Sa pagko-commute na lang, di ba? Pagdating mo sa trabaho, ubos na yung creativity mo.
Tsaka kung paano ka mananatiling gising sa trabaho.
Ayan.
Sa aga ng
Ayan
pag-alis
ha,
mo.
tandaan nyo, yan ang advice ng ating government. Use your creativity, not at work, but during commute.
Yeah.
Ayan.
Oo. Mas mahalaga yun. Okay, pag-usapan natin ulit
Capex lang,
weekend.
guys. Ayan.
Kapit lang tayo, mga
kapit lang.
mga
Konti na lang.
katipunera.
Next time na i-countdown natin yung May 2020. Hindi na Christmas.
Yun yung nakakount.
Ay, hindi pala 2020, no? Tagal pa. 2022. Ang tagal-tagal pa.
Ayan, kapit-kapit lang.
Yan,
mga katipunero at katipunera.
Yes.
Ayan. Okay, for this morning's show, we will be joined by the hosts of one of the very new programs here on Radyo Katipunan. It is a show hosted and organized by one of our accredited student organizations in the Loyola schools, the Loyola Film Circle. And kung napanood nyo po the past few days, they had their test broadcast of their newest show here on Radyo Katipunan. So we will get to talk to the hosts of the show from the Loyola Film Circle in just a little bit. So dyan lang po kayo, mga katipunero at katipunera. LeadX will be right back.
Between the earth and sky, now all is still where the Loyola's colors fly. Our courses run and the setting sun ends Ateneo's day. Eyes are dry at the last goodbye. This is the Ateneo way. Merry for you, for your white and blue. We pray you keep us merry, constantly true. We pray you keep us merry, faithful to you.
Atingan. Catch the latest news about the latest happenings in and around the Ateneo. Atingan. Be in the know and get to know persons and persons.
And we're back. You're still tuned in to LeadX on Radyo Katipunan 87.9, and we're also live on Facebook on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 and on the Office of Student Activities. Yan. So fb.me/ateneo.osa. And today, ayan, we have on the show the newest program here on Radyo Katipunan. Ayan. Sila yung host, Sir Neil. Ayan.
Our courses run and the setting sun.
Yung napanood nga natin yung nung last, ano ba? When was that?
Preview, parang gano'n.
That was last
Our
Wednesday.
test run.
Oh, your test
Medyo
run.
gabi na yun, ha?
Yes.
Ayan. So we have with us Maxine Cruz and Marty Sullivan, the hosts of Clapback.
Clapback. Ayan. Good morning, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, kahit medyo maaga, no? And traffic kanina. Yan.
yes.
Thank you for joining us. Okay. So, simulan natin, no? Kamusta? Like, so you have a new show. Yan. It's called
Yes.
Clapback.
Yeah.
How long have you been planning yung concept of the show? Yun. So, paano siya nag-start? Kasi ako, from my end, pinitch ko yung show sa LFC. So, baka gusto yung magka-show. Pero wala na ako idea what came
Happened,
after, what
oo.
happens after nung inano ko yung idea. Let's from your end, paano nyo na-discover o paano nyo narinig yung na may ganitong talk about having LFC here on Radyo Katipunan?
So in the second semester of last year, around March, Dom Vicente, our producer, posted something in our group saying he was looking for people to help him out with a show for Radyo Katipunan. And at the time, I was a freshman, I was curious, so I signed up for it. And then it's been a while.
Yeah.
Ever since, we really tried to put episodes together, make scripts, and get a schedule together. So after almost half a year, here we are.
Yes, finally. Yan. So para kasi, syempre we want to have more students on board the station. So yun. So thank you. Actually, LFC is one of the orgs who said yes.
Yes, oo. Parang as of now, we only have Sanggu and LFC.
Yeah. So far. Ayan. So with syempre other orgs planning na rin for medyo matagal din talaga yung process eh. Syempre hindi ka naman basta biglang show na agad. Especially kahit yung LeadX matagal din siyang
Actually. Before we actually launched LeadX. Pero siguro before talking about the show itself, maybe before we went on air, we were talking about you guys and how you started with LFC. I know that Maxine, you're a sophomore.
Yes.
Marty, you're sophomore-ish.
Sophomore-ish, yeah. Transferred.
You're a freshman, but you just transferred from another university. How did you get to know LFC? How did you take interest in films, in movies, siguro? What's the story behind joining LFC?
I got to know LFC through Max here.
Oh, wow.
We were just walking by each other on campus one day, and she was like, "Hey, do you want to join LFC and co-host with me? We critique movies and talk about them." And I guess she always has known that I've always been a movie lover. I love watching movies and thinking about them afterwards, talking about them.
Okay.
It was serendipity at work because when I bumped into Marty that time, Dom and I were discussing what to do and how to find a co-host.
Okay.
So it all worked out.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, si Dom din, parang inaaya ko, sumama mo na si Maxine. Diba? From time to time yata, he'll
will.
join you eh.
Ayan.
Yan. Si Dom kasi yung producer po nila. Yan, si Dom
Yeah.
Vicente. Na ano rin natin.
One of our student deputies.
Yan.
Right.
Sa OSA.
Tsaka nag-guest na natin siya dati, no? Si Dom. Parang niloloko namin siya na resident.
Ating resident political analyst.
Si Don Vicente.
Ayan. Sige. Now, okay, Clapback. You mentioned that it started. I mean, the idea of the show started second semester of last year.
Yes.
So now, what is the final the final format?
Yeah.
What is Clapback all about?
And then why Clapback?
Oh, why
diba?
Clapback?
Bakit yun yung naisip nyo na title?
Okay, so Clapback was a name pitched by one of the LFC members because our mascot, who's a clapboard,
Yeah.
in the movies is
Ano name niya ulit?
Clappy.
Clappy.
He's named
Clappy the
Clappy. So we
clapboard.
really wanted to include his name. Our original name was actually Sinalipunan because our concept is to talk about movies and their relevance in today's society. So we wanted to think of a different name, and then we wanted to include Clappy because he is our mascot. So they thought of the name Clapback because as students and as the youth, we we want to be heard and we want to get to say things and respond.
I think that has a nice ring to it.
Yeah,
Better
very
than
catchy,
scenic.
di ba? Parang, tsaka ano siya, parang hindi lang isa yung meaning niya, so you can really
Yes.
relate to it.
Right.
So, aside from the actual clapper,
Yeah.
so you have your, di ba, medyo Twitter term siya eh.
It is.
Right.
Okay. Yung ano ba, yung concept ba, does it stay? I mean, do you get to review parang socially relevant movies or paano ba siya? What types of movies ba?
We talk about whatever's one, whatever's out, whatever's upcoming,
Okay.
and two, whatever is popular, what people like to analyze in terms of the production
And the content too?
right and the content.
There's
yes.
really no set criteria. It also depends on like what time of the year it is. Like close to Christmas, we'll be talking more about Christmas movies. And like Marty said, what's out?
yeah, and it's spooky season, so
So may
Halloween
curation din
movies,
involved.
yeah.
Yes. So stay tuned for our episode
Yeah, oo.
next week.
So may ganon. May
Yes,
ganon.
yes.
May pa ano sila, magandang gabi bayan eh. Hindi ko alam kung alam pa nila.
May set ba ganyan? Ako actually nung pinaplan namin ni Dom, parang para maganda yata kung if you also from time to time parang ano no, yung guest, parang if you have like events coming up and then
Yes.
di ba typically LFC has these parang parang you bring in parang producers and then you show their films on campus. So baka maganda idea to also parang invite them
Right,
over,
right.
di ba?
Yes, of course.
Especially have several events coming
maybe
up.
before the screening, ganyan.
Oo.
Yun. Hindi ko nga alam kung baka maybe that would preempt the event itself.
Oo nga.
Yun, maganda rin.
Or maybe after. Tsaka ano yun, these days parang we see, especially in the local movie industry, parang a resurgence of parang small production houses.
Right.
So it's very exciting. So you have
Yun siguro, baka interesting to ask. Kasi I share the same observation that there seems to be a reinvigoration, a resurgence of local movies in general. Maybe because of the popping up of smaller, we used to call them indie films, ganyan. Pero right now, dahil ang dami nila parang indie pa ba? Pero,
hindi na.
yeah, siguro from LFC or yung opinion of LFC members. Is there really a resurgence? Meron bang parang nabubuhay ba ulit ang
Tingin nyo?
ang Filipino movie industry? What do you think?
I think there really is. We can see this in movies like By Bust a couple years back, or Cousin's Game.
Yeah.
A lot of these really.
Actually, Quezon's
movies.
Game is parang some of the former LFC members are part of the production.
Right.
Oh,
Si
wow.
Dren,
Okay.
yung president ng LFC.
Ano ba si Dren?
Yeah, si Dren's part of the production.
Hi, Dren.
Some of them you really see, and then some popular directors are also from the school, like sila Antoinette Hadaone.
Okay. So parang ang ayun nga kasi dati we just saw Filipino films being being done siguro more deliberately during the Metro Manila Film Festival, 'di ba? Every December lang ganyan.
But now you see different film festivals popping up, 'di ba? Like
Yes.
you have recently you have yung Pista ng Pelikula Pilipino.
Right.
So even in fairness naman, even the private sector is parang thinking of, I'm sure given naman yung profit and everything, pero for them to also consider parang coming up with film festivals, diba? That's
And I think
to
even
help the industry.
Even new directors, di ba? Kasi I remember there was a time just a few years back na it was hindi naman wala namang pero it was the same directors making movies. Ngayon parang I get to read or hear of certain directors na I didn't know before.
Diba?
Na lumalabas.
Is that an indicator of like yung trajectory of ano ba siya? siya? Upward pa rin ba siya na parang these mga directors?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oo. Directors
Student directors.
coming up with productions na talagang they risk these production houses
Yeah.
risk their money,
Right.
their talent, 'di ba?
Yes.
To parang bring the movies to different venues, 'di ba?
I think there's a growing popularity for these local films, really. We see that a lot more of our generation and the generation above us.
Yeah.
They really
Sir
like
Lee.
watching. They really like watching local movies
Yeah.
that are well put together and well thought of, and they're relevant for Filipinos.
Oo. And yun ako parang ano ba yun nga yung success kasi usually parang ang nakaka top lang sa box office would be nga films done during the Metro Manila Film
Yeah.
Festival, di ba? Pero just
Right.
recently di ba parang yung recent trend or
Yeah.
the recent apple of the eye of the Filipino moviegoers, Hello Love Goodbye just became the top grossing Filipino film ever.
Yeah.
Right.
Di ba?
right.
Beating out all the
Can you believe it?
classics, ganyan. And it was shown, ano ba? Kailan ba siya? May?
Yeah, sa mga June ganyan.
May,
Oo.
not even during the Metro Manila Film Festival
Yeah.
season.
And then ano pa, as in if you notice kasi I'm sure most of us nakatira either malapit sa mall o sa tabi ng mall, sa lami ng mall. You'd notice that people are actually lining up to watch it. And then marami siyang kasabay na movies na say from abroad, pero mas mahaba yung pila sa kanya. So
And also with the popularity of online streaming.
Online
Ayan.
Online
Another trend,
streaming,
right?
yes.
Oh.
There's like a whole Filipino section on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oo.
Yeah.
Yun yung that was a surprise to me. Kasi ganyan. Pero what do you think about that? Is there a competition between movies being shown in cinemas and those di ba kasi there are movies na strictly talaga made
Yes.
for yung mga online
Streaming
streaming
services.
Right.
websites. Is there a competition and how will that affect, if it will, the movie industry?
There is a competition between them. I see it, yes. But I feel like people who are really movie fanatics, they'll pay to have the atmosphere of going to a movie house.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna completely crowd out the movie or cinema house industry, but Netflix and online streaming for movies definitely getting more popular.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pero iba pa rin yung experience in a theater, right?
wow.
I don't know if you
Exactly.
subscribe to that.
Right.
Or it's matanda lang ba ako? Gusto ko ba nakikita ko yung malaki para ayoko sa phone niya?
No, I'm the same.
Diba?
same.
Parang
Yes.
iba pa rin yung unless you really, I mean, you have your own
Yeah.
cinema at home. Pero,
Wow.
No, the feeling of going to a cinema and eating
Yes.
popcorn, it's still different.
It's so different.
And siguro watching a movie with parang with other people, with
Yeah.
a crowd,
Right,
instead of
right.
just watching it parang on your TV screen or on your phone, on your laptop.
Yeah. Pero bigay natin sa streaming services, it helps, especially kung
Oo.
traffic, di ba?
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah.
May data
Especially
lang, di ba?
now.
Especially
Yeah.
now. So, and then also, di ba, there's this talk and in Hollywood na parang they even consider parang yung mga movies on streaming services parang to be given awards. Pero may talk na gano'n na kung hindi siya na palabas in a cinema or in a theater, do we even have to consider them to be part of the screening process for awards? Di ba may mga ganyan talk? So ano rin siya, di ba, na parang
Pero kayo, what do you think about that? Oo nga,
Oo.
yung mga
parang considered, parang kailangan, dededmahin ba siya ng Oscars?
Oo, ganyan.
Dahil, siya, hindi siya nagpalabas
or is a movie na pinalabas sa Netflix lang, kunyari.
Oo. Or sa I1.
Or sa iWan. Parang is that movie still deserving of
Oo, ganun ba yun?
a major award?
I think so because like example, there was this one movie I watched on Netflix, if I remember correctly. It was called Outlaw King, starring Chris Pine. It was about one of the kings of Scotland. It is a very well-made movie that could compete with movies that are shown in the cinema because of its high production quality.
Yeah.
It was entertaining, it was historical and informative. So it has all the qualities of a good movie, and just because it was only released on a streaming service, I don't see why they wouldn't want to evaluate something like that for awards.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there are movies like there's this thing called Cargo. I'm not sure if you've
Yeah,
seen it.
okay.
It's supposed to be a Netflix original, but it's adapted from a movie from the Cannes Film Festival.
Yeah.
And that one won a lot of awards in the film festival, so I think it's only right that
Di ba
they
may,
consider.
may buzz kasi dyan di ba, sa
Right.
Cannes na parang,
Yeah.
hindi naman niya napalabas sa cinema. Parang mga ganun. Siyempre, yung mga movie studios na traditional, medyo snob pa sila di ba, na parang,
Sa mga ganung types ng movies.
hindi yan pinalabas. Yeah. Pero lately, we see, even sa Emmys, di ba, we see a lot of parang series parang you only watched on Amazon Prime or on Netflix bagging
Right.
a lot
Yes.
of awards. Like, favorite ko talaga Fleabag eh. So parang, favorite ko yung series na yun. So, nanalo siya ng marami. And then, what else? Meron pa before si Marvelous Maisel, nanalo rin siya. That's also from Amazon Prime. So, yung mga ganon, di ba? So, and then you see these parang, the series parang being uploaded at once, all of the episodes. So, talaga.
Yes.
Yun,
You
I
can
think,
binge it. You can binge it.
Convenience talaga.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yun ang siguro added value of the streaming services. Pero yun nga, nabanggit nga kanina na parang nothing beats talaga no? Yung watching a movie in a cinema, in a theater with other people. Ganyan.
Tsaka mas mura siya, di ba?
Mas mura. Oo. Okay.
Yun.
Ako, interested to know, favorite movies of all time.
Of all time. Mahirap. Or this year. Of all time muna. Sige.
There's like one per genre, so it's hard to choose.
Ano kaya?
Horror. Comedy. Sige, comedy.
Comedy. Okay.
Comedy.
Let's see. I've always liked the movie Grown Ups. Grown Ups 1 and Grown Ups 2. Yeah, it's a great movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
In terms of comedy, I usually watch rom-coms, and I really like music and lyrics. Yeah, the one with Hugh Grant.
Hala, okay.
Hala.
Bata pa ako nun. Para, it was early 2000s yata or late 90s,
I
no?
think it was early 2000s.
Diba? Early
if I remember
2000s.
correctly.
I remember, that yung theme song niya being
Way Back
played
to Love.
everywhere.
Oo, nung pinalabas
Yeah.
yun, parang kahit saan kang radio station.
Tapos hinahanap ng mga tao yan sa videoke. Oo. Kung may ka-duet ka. Di ba, Justin? Ayan, so, yun.
Okay, music and
Ikaw, Sir Neil.
Comedy. Siguro kung comedy lang talaga, as in, for comedy's sake lang talaga. Wala ba kami, pareho tayo naman. Pareho. White Chicks.
That's the best. That's a great movie.
That's a great
White
movie.
Chicks.
Yes, pero some people find it offensive na di ba? This,
Oh, yeah.
Now, parang if you watch it now, parang, or if people watch it now, parang,
Pero hindi, gusto ko siya.
parang gusto mo lang tumawa.
Gusto mo lang tumawa. Yeah, I love that
White Chicks
movie.
talaga. The Wayans brothers in general, siguro.
Isa yan sa mga movies na kahit, like, if I'm stuck in an island, parang, kahit paulit-ulit lang siya, I'll be okay.
White Chicks.
Yun talaga.
Oo, tapos may
Okay.
talk pa na may sequel siya, di ba?
Oh yes, it's supposedly coming out
Yeah.
soon.
Oh, talaga? Oh,
Not soon, but it's going in production within the next 2 years.
Alright, ayan.
I'd love to see that, kung ano yung naging progress, no? Especially, will they filter out yung, di ba? Seemingly offensive,
It's going to
material.
it's going to be very different in today's context.
diba?
So I want
Diba?
to see how they're going to go about that. And if they'll bring back the songs.
Yes!
Terry Crews
Songs din,
singing.
no? Terry Crews singing
Making my way down.
1,000 miles.
Yeah, that's it.
Ay nako. Memories.
Memories. Ayan.
Memories and quotes na lagi mo
Always.
lagi nang dinadama.
Yes.
Quotable quotes.
Oo, lagi ko ginagamit yan sa office. I'm gonna write a letter.
I'm gonna write a letter.
Hold my poodle.
Sirok. Okay.
Ayan.
Ito, kasi you were mentioning before we went on air din that it's been a while that you've seen local films, pero do you have parang a favorite or at least a memorable local film for you?
Yeah. Category is local film.
Any genre, pero
Any genre.
local film.
I really enjoyed Cousin's Game.
Quezon's
Yeah,
okay.
So-
Shot in Las Casas.
Right.
Yes.
We actually had a field trip there in high school.
Yeah.
I was there.
Very familiar yung pero I like how they were able to use the space pretty
Right,
well,
right.
diba?
I also enjoyed Henry Luna.
General
Yeah.
Because I love the
That's
cinematography,
true.
like the spolarium scene in the end. Very symbolic.
Oo nga, no. I think that was one of the last films that I've seen in a theater na yung pumalakpak yung mga tao.
Right,
And,
right.
Pero that was way back, mga 2015, 2016
Yes,
pa yata yun,
2015, I think.
Right. 2015.
General Luna.
General Luna. And then I think may yung third installment will be coming out soon, diba? Parang tatlo yata siya. So si General Luna, yung
Goyo.
Goyo.
Goyo. The next one is also Quezon,
Yeah,
but it's a
about
different
Quezon.
story
Yeah.
from Quezon's game.
Okay.
Quezon during the war yata. Yung Philippine-American War. Not
Starring,
yung,
sino to?
Starring si pangalito, si Benjamin Alves yata.
Okay. Kasi siya
Kasi siya
si
si
Quezon
Yes.
in the
He was the one in Goyo.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
was an insert in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yun. Interesting.
Uy, exciting yung mga ganun. Kasi may mga parang we're now parang going big on di ba? In terms of local films, we're going big on the atypical romantic movies and the historical films.
Historical,
Parang yun yung
yes.
Right.
yun yung dalawang may
Si Manny Pacquiao. May movie coming up na historical din. No? Let's see if that works. Ayan. Okay. Ikaw, Sir Neil, anong mo? Local
film.
na horror. Shake, rattle, and form.
Ano ba? Local? Ako since siguro rin mga romantic movies din. I like if you've seen yung I think 2 years ago yung hashtag walang forever.
I heard that was really good.
Hindi ko pala alam yan.
Ano yan, si Jeneline Mercado and si Jericho Rosales. Yun. Maganda
rin.
Maganda yung movie. In terms of
Di pa nanalo na award yan?
yun yata yung best film nung MMFF nung year na yun. So, maganda siya. So, hinintay ko lang siya sa Netflix.
Wala pa ba? Hindi pa siya kasama dun sa lineup. Kasi parang medyo ganun yung mga team ng di ba? Yung mga
nilalagay nila sa
Netflix.
Netflix
Oo.
Ikaw, sir, anong...
Ako na pumapasok sa isip ko, Honor Thy Father. Oo. So lately, yun yung... Ewan ko, yun lang naaalala ko recently na local movie na parang ayoko siyang matapos. Parang
Wow.
you keep on wanting what's next. Parang, ano mangyayari? Parang ganon. So, okay. Yeah. Honor Thy Father.
Parang yung
Pero kung medyo, yan?
Yung movie ni Piolo at ni yung 8-hour film.
Yung
guys
kay
heard about
Love Diaz ba?
No, I didn't hear about
Yeah,
that.
that-
The film was 8
With
hours?
Charo Santos ba yan? Or
Tsaka,
hindi?
parang Piolo, hindi naman yata si Jericho.
Yeah. Basta Love Diaz yata yan.
Love Diaz. It was a Love Diaz film.
Pero kung medyo luma, himala pa rin. Maganda pa rin yung himala. Oo. Siyempre, at tayo.
Siyempre,
hindi naman tayo naran yan, pero iba talaga ang arte ni, ng Nora Honor. Oo.
Ayun, yung Hele sa Hiwagang Hapis.
Ayun. Love Diaz nga.
Love Diaz. It was a
8 hours,
8-hour
no?
film.
I haven't seen
film. Wow.
his works. Kasi pero, grabe na. Napanood mo?
Love
Napanood mo yung 8 hours?
Ako hindi sir. Pero nabalitaan ko yun eh. What they did was in a cinema, it was showed only once. Siyempre, isa lang. Ang hirap, no? Cool.
The whole day.
Tapos parang I think there were 3 breaks in between.
May CR break.
Oo, talagang
May processing session.
Intermissions.
parang ano talaga ipo-pause talaga nila yung movie. So people could could go to the restroom ganyan, then come back siguro for 5 minutes siguro. Naka-pause talaga. Yeah.
Even kaya yun, cue ni Love Diaz na parang dito ka magpo-pause.
Dito ako magpo-pause. Ayan.
O hindi ka ba siya nagalit na napinos? Di ba some directors, di ba may ganun? So,
So yun, it was It was in 2016.
wow.
2016.
So, yun. Gusto siya panoorin. Tinatin kong malalagay din sa Netflix.
Oo. Kaya lang pag nag-stream yan sa Netflix, parang mauubos ang data mo. Ilan yan? Siguro at least ano yan? Kung HD, parang 16 gig.
Tagal.
if a movie is around 1-2 gig pagka sobrang HD, di ba? Grabe. 8 hours?
Yeah. Ayan. So, nakita ko, ang running time niya is 485 minutes.
Wow. That's a lot.
Pero hindi pa yata yan yung longest. Yan na ba yung longest ever?
Baka hindi.
Hindi pa yata eh.
Baka pinapalabas pa ngayon yung longest.
Oo, nahiya naman yung mga K-drama.
Ayan. John Lloyd and Piolo pa.
John Lloyd and Piolo. So talaga kailangan mo i-binge watch yan.
Series. Ganun.
Series talaga. Oh. Ayan.
Okay. So, sige, balik tayo sa Clapback. Ayan. So, your first episode for Clapback will be when?
October 23rd, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Ayan. So that's Wednesday?
It's a Wednesday.
Wednesday.
We will air every second and fourth Wednesday of the month.
Right.
Okay. Ayan.
Yeah, so
And then for, may konti bang teaser on what you'll discuss on that first episode?
Well, let's just say that episode's very close to Halloween.
Okay.
Prepare for that.
Guest daw nila si ano? Guest ba? Sino may guest ba kayong famous
Pennywise.
Pennywise, yes.
Famous horror personality.
Okay. Gusto ko yung first episode ng Clapback is a Halloween.
Yeah.
Pero okay yan. I
It's gonna
love
be
Halloween.
exciting.
Mag-horror rin nga tayo.
Oo nga. Naka-costume.
Doon tayo sa Loyola
LeadX live in
Loyola Memorial Park, visiting famous dead celebrities.
Oh no.
Oh my.
Ayan. Hindi ko na alam. Ano lang yan?
Ghost
Okay.
hunting in Bell.
Yeah.
Ghost hunting in Bell.
yes.
That's an episode.
That's an episode. No.
Alright. Okay. Future LFC events. Do you have upcoming events for LFC?
Yes, actually, if anyone's free today, Cinema One Festival is going to be hosting an event. It will be a screening of Rod Singh's Mamu and a Mother 2 for their school tour. And there will be a series of talks by personalities such as Giancarlo Abrahan of Paki, Please Care, Peterson Vargas of Too Cool to Be Forgotten, and of course Rod Singh. So the category of this series of talks and movies will be LGBTQ plus representation in the Philippines. There will also be special guests such as Ana Luna, Yana Bernardez, and Topper Fabregas. It's going to be held in Escalaire Hall today. Registration will start at 12:30 and the screening will start at 3 p.m. Everyone is welcome and it's completely free.
It's gonna be a great event, so drop by.
Yeah,
Drop
and
by
then
if
si
you can.
Mamu
Yeah.
won a lot of awards.
It did. It was a very well-made movie.
Yeah.
So for more details, it's on the Loyola Film Circle Facebook page.
Yeah, and then kasi Ayana Bernardez, who used to be a student of
hi.
mine.
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So siya yung co-head ng Blue Rose. Anak ni Angel Aquino. She's the daughter of binuking kita. Kamukha niya naman so hindi naman. Oo.
Ayan. So 3 p.m. 3 p.m. is the screening.
The screening will start at 3 p.m. but
yes.
registration starts 12:30.
12:30 at Escalier Hall. Ayan. And it's totally free.
Nako, come early. I'm sure mahaba yung pila.
Maraming pupunta dyan. Dahil mahilig tayo sa free.
Tsaka sa local movies.
Ayan.
Tsaka I think limited kasi yung limited yung run niya nung pinalabas siya sa sa theaters. So
Kaya
it's a
maraming
perfect
gusto
opportunity to watch it. Yan. And then hindi pa siya available yata sa mga streaming services so far.
Right.
Yeah. Not even on iWant, I think.
Okay, ayan. So, once again, thank you, Maxine and Marty, for
of course.
being on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Abangan natin yung show nila.
Yes, on October 23. That will be
5 to
at
6
5 to 6 p.m.
Mag-stream ba siya sa Facebook page ng LFC?
Sa Facebook Live on Radyo Katipunan.
Yes. And then also with on our page kasi papa-cross post natin yung show.
So that's Clapback by the Loyola Film Circle. Abangan niyo po yung show na yan every second and fourth Wednesday
Wednesday of the month.
So yan, also if you're watching right now, like if you're a student org, if you have an idea of a show, talk to us. Baka we can also make that happen.
Yes.
And malay nyo, di ba? Syempre no promises, but if you have a concept, a really cool concept, an idea of a show, of an FB show, let us know and then we can help you set it up.
Dito lang sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Sige, maraming salamat muli sa lahat ng mga katipuner at katipunera who joined us this morning. Again, it's October 14, 2019, 72 days away from Christmas. We hope that you've been preparing for Christmas pero bago Christmas, 'di ba? Halloween nga.
Yes.
Undas.
Yeah, All Saints Day.
By the end of October at join us again next week, next Monday, same time, 9 a.m. To 10 p.m. For another episode of LeadX. This is brought to you by the Loyola School's Office of Student Activities. Ako po muli, si Neil Reyes.
At ako po si Gino Flores.
Saying good morning and have a happy Monday and a happy week ahead.
Yes.
LeadX. X is for the extracurricular life of the Ateneo College students. X is for the X factor that transforms them into leaders, into men and women for others. X is for LeadX. LeadX.
Down from the hill